All right. Hey everyone. Thanks for watching. We're back with a grounded live stream. This is our fourth one, I think. So we're excited to show people the G2 up close today. Answer any questions you guys have in the chat. I'll also. We good on AV? Should come through. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll answer live questions in the chat. I'll introduce the team in a second. Actually, we want to do that real quick? You guys want to come introduce yourself? So I'm Sam. I'm the founder and CEO of Grounded. We got Matt here, who's our lead manufacturing engineer. Arthur, our technician. Nick, our co-founder and design. And we got Zach, that camera's not live, so you can come say hi if you want.
Oh, okay.
We got Zach, who's also a designer.
What's up?
So we're gonna start with something new. We're gonna do a quick little game here as an icebreaker. It's called Guess the Weight. This was my dad's suggestion, so shout out Dad. So we need people to drop their answers in the chat. So what you think, what your guess is. So first one, African elephant or grounded G2? What do you guys think? Which one weighs more? Hopefully the delay is not too bad to make the live Q&A. We got Jennifer with 4,500 pounds. Jeff with 9,000 pounds. African elephant, 14,000 pounds. G2 is only 10,000, roughly. It depends on which modules you get. All right, next one. Orca or G2? There's only 3 of these, by the way. Put your guesses in for Orca or G2.
These guesses have to be in metric. Metric boolean.
All right. The answer, G2. Orca, 8,000 pounds. All right, and then finally, our last one. This one was inspired by Nick. 3,000 MacBook Pros or grounded G2? Let's get the guesses in. I'm a little bit delayed, so I don't think I could see in time, but 3,000 MacBook Pros or grounded G2? Answer, 3,000 MacBook Pros. It's about, I think we saw 3.4 pounds per MacBook Pro, so the MacBook Pros take that one. All right, we'll get started now. So I'm gonna switch over to your camera now. Zach, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Looks like we should be getting audio. Nick will double check that. All right, G2. I'll run through the basics quickly. I know it's like some people who know our product pretty well on the stream and other people who maybe are new. So I'll just run through stuff fast, but feel free to drop questions in the chat. Nick's monitoring the chat, so he'll just come stop me and read questions out loud. BrightDrop Zevo 600. The BrightDrop, this is made by GM. Comes in 2 lengths. This is the longer of the 2 lengths, which is the Zevo 600. It also comes in the shorter length called the Zevo 400. We can do both vehicles, so you can order, depending on which length vehicle you want. This one is just under 24 feet long. The Zevo 400 is just about 20 feet long. So those are your 2 options. It's a GM platform. The NACS compatibility is coming with the Tesla superchargers. So sometime in the next month or so, hopefully that will be live and you'll be able to charge this at Tesla superchargers with a NACS adapter. And then otherwise it's a CCS built in. Actually, we can come look at it if you can reach Zach. This is the charge port, so it's CCS. You can charge at any public CCS charger, Electrify America, ChargePoint, EVgo, things like that. This is our water fill for filling up your water tanks, and then we'll look over at the other side. We've got exterior outlet, so if you want to put a speaker or something like that outside at your campsite, you can plug it in here. And then this is shore power for the house battery. So the vehicle battery is 173 kilowatt hours. We also put an additional 10 kilowatt hour house battery in the back. The house battery can charge from 1,000 watts of solar on the roof, from shore power, and from the vehicle when you turn the vehicle on. We can also do the house battery in different sizes, pretty much any increment of 5 kilowatt hours. Yeah, that's basically it there. And then I think we should go inside. Yeah, Nick just called out that the Tesla NACS partnership with Ford just went live yesterday, so I think GM is number 2 after Ford. I can quickly mention the seat. So this seat that you're seeing right now is the stock seat that comes with the vehicle from GM. We can replace the seat for you with a much more comfortable seat, because this one's not too comfortable for a long drive. So that's something that we do. So the whole thing with Grounded is we have a customizable interior. So we do sort of like a grid system. You choose which modules you want and where you want them to go. So what you can see in here is we've got the sort of 3-unit wide kitchen module here. We have the indoor shower module here, sort of wet bath with a toilet inside. Right there. And then we've got bench seating back here, so you good on
Yeah.
maybe. So this is a 3-unit wide bench. This is a 2-unit wide bench. We have a flip-up table, tons of storage underneath, fridge freezer that opens 2 different directions, 2-burner induction stove, sink, hot water heater in the back, queen size bed, overhead storage. You can choose, how many of these you want, where you want them to go. You can add more later. And so everything's swappable, customizable. You can choose. We have like a shorter kitchen. If you want a shorter kitchen, you can choose how much bench seating you want. You can choose if you want the indoor shower. If you want it to go somewhere else, you can do a closet. We also can do some different bed configurations or add more beds if you want, like twin beds or additional sleeping for more people. So yeah, lots of options. And then the other big thing is we have the Grounded app. So the Grounded Plus app, where you can sort of remotely monitor and control everything within the vehicle. So you can see the battery state of charge. You can see how much solar is coming in. You can see how much energy each of the different appliances are using in real time. You can turn them on and off, and you can do all that remotely. So if you're finishing your hike and you want to turn the water heater on so that when you get back you can take a hot shower, that's something that you can do. Should we go to questions?
Yeah, we've got one from Leah here asking if the NACS adapters will be provided by Grounded or GM or BrightDrop.
Yeah, we're planning to provide NACS adapters to our customers once those are available.
And then one from Jay. He's new to the brand, so welcome, Jay. He's asking about the aesthetics and this making a note about why is it so Spartan.
Yeah, you wanna take a stab at that?
Yeah, so I assume you're referring to our kind of black extrusions here. So as Sam kind of touched upon earlier, this is all for our modular system to connect to it. So you can see all of these extrusions that are how we connect our kitchen module, seat modules to. And also over time we're going to be selling mini modules. So things like small fold out shelves or places to have a bookshelf or phone holders. All of these little things that will connect into this 80/20 system that lets you customize the vehicle to meet your requirements. And then one from Vincent Smith here. Are seat belts available in the benches? I'll let Sam take that one.
Yeah, so we're going to be adding sort of separate seatbelt equipped seats in the future. So these benches don't have seatbelts. We're going to look to do like forward-facing seats with seatbelts in the rear. So that's something that we're developing right now, and then that'll be available soon.
And then one from Tim here. Is there storage under those benches?
Yeah, you wanna? Here, I'll let you go, Zach. You wanna show? Yep. So we got storage sort of under every bench. These have netting. We can also do closed faces as well. So that's sort of an option that you can choose from when you're customizing the interior layout. Zach here actually is working on some new pretty cool looking storage options.
And then we got one from Jennifer asking if these adapters will work with the Tesla superchargers.
Yeah, so another Tesla question. So basically, GM and Tesla, like every other OEM in the world, basically at this point, have signed an agreement so that you'll be able to charge GM vehicles at Tesla superchargers. You'll need an adapter to do that. We will provide that adapter in the future. You can't do that today just yet, but it's coming. We don't have exact timing, but presumably sometime in the next month or so. So I think just this week, Tesla and Ford started doing their testing for Ford vehicles at Tesla superchargers with NACS, and I think GM is sort of number 2 after Ford to go live with that integration. So that's coming. Should we show the garage area?
Just whilst we're here by the shower, Jay's asking about the shower. Is it inside the unit, and why is there a dry flush toilet? So I don't know if you want to walk through that and show some detailed shots here, Zach.
Yeah, so like I said, we have sort of a grid system. So like you can see, if you look at the storage under the benches, you can get a sense of the grid unit size, right? So this bench is 3 units wide. You can kind of see that with the storage compartments. So the shower is 2 units wide. So you can have it anywhere you want. So if you wanted it closer to the bed or you wanted it on the other side, you can do that. If you don't want an indoor shower, you don't have to have an indoor shower. We've also done outdoor showers, so that's an option too, where you just have the kind of the shower head that comes off one of those adjustable hoses out of the garage area, where we'll go to in a minute. But having the toilet inside the shower is kind of a common RV thing, just from like a safe saving and sanitation perspective. It's sort of a good place for the toilet to be. You can also remove this toilet, so you can take the whole toilet out if you want. If you don't want to just push it to the side, you can take it out. You can also use it outside. So this is a dry flush toilet. We can do any of 3 different toilets: dry flush, composting, and cassette toilets. So the dry flush and the composting toilets, you can actually pick them up and move them. So that's kind of the convenience factor there. The dry flush, the way it works is it basically vacuum seals like a foil bag, and then after I think 14 or 15 flushes with that bag, you just throw it out. Composting, I think is self-explanatory, and then the cassette toilets, you kind of remove a cartridge from the vehicle when you're done with that and swap it out. So we can do any of those, but this one's the dry flush, and so that's an option that you have. Matt, do you want to talk about like insulation?
Sure. Yeah.
And the heat pump?
Yeah. So this vehicle definitely has lots of insulation upgrades. It has insulation of all types. So the main insulation that our cabin is experiencing is the XPS, or like a extruded polystyrene. So the other things are adhesive-backed radiant barrier that we do on particular spots. So this will help with thermal barrier, but also sound deadening for road noise, NVH, that type of thing. And the other kind of major insulation point that we have is
Matt, we can't hear you.
What?
Couldn't hear you past the door.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So it's similar concept for noise, vibration, harshness, and thermal deadening. So all in that adds up to kind of a R value of R12. So that's something that we were definitely pretty pumped about. Big upgrade versus G2 SN1, and it was certainly a noticeable effect when you sit in the vehicle.
Nice.
And And just on the topic, we've got a question here from Kim, so it was good timing with the insulation talk, but he also brought up the windows. So these are doubly glazed acrylic windows, similar to Arctic Tern ones that are very common. So these are great for insulation, and then also for natural light. From our first prototype, we've doubled it from 2 windows to 4, and the size of each one's also increased by quite a dramatic amount. So huge amount of natural light flowing through these, and they also come in, Zach, if you want to capture these, for privacy, pull these down for some nice kind of blackout shades, or you can pull this up for a bug screen and get your natural air flowing through and get a nice breezy cabin without all those bugs coming in. And then we'll come out here and we'll take a peek at the garage area now.
So yeah, so this is the kind of, we call it the garage area. It's basically just the rear storage, so you can, you know, put your luggage, or if you have foldable bikes, that type of thing.
It's definitely really spacious.
We can also raise the bed up, so if you want more space back here, we can do a higher bed if you want to make sure your bikes or something like that can fit. And then we're also developing a bike rack for the back here on this kind of step, like an exterior bike rack as well. So, yeah, so there's options.
Or also option of like G2 SN1, where we put the 50-gallon water tank, accessory water tank back in here. So that is always an option to upgrade freshwater capacity.
Yep.
So Vincent's asking about, can we put additional windows based on the same price range? So with the windows, obviously we're kind of, the space we can cut through is both set by the GM frame and avoiding their kind of pillars. But we can definitely look at things like skylights and additional kind of lighting options if you want to look into that. But with this current development we've made, we're all really happy with how much light comes through. Super light and airy space, which is great. And then Kim's asking, Sam, can you describe in more detail the water heater characteristics and the heating system components?
Yeah, so I think it's a 7 gallon, right? 7 gallon water heater. It's an electric water heater, and so I think it's about 1,000 watts of power to use that. And then we also have, in terms of interior heating, we have an electric heat pump, which is also about 1,000 watts. And the electric heat pump does hot and cold, and you know, the insulation kind of plays a key role there in making sure that heat pump is going to be effective. And like I said, you can control these things and monitor them from the app, so you can see, in real time how much power they're using. You can turn them on and off. So like I said before, if you want to remotely start, either the HVAC or the water heater, as you're making your way back to your van or something like that, you can kind of do that from the app. And again, it's about 1,000 watts of solar on the roof. So, if you're somewhere sunny, that really helps balance out, compensate for the heat pump usage or the water heater usage.
Jennifer's asking, do we have AC and heat, and does it run off battery or solar? So you can walk through our solar system in the house battery as well. Yeah,
yeah, like I said, the electric heat pump is it's electric, comes off the house battery. It's about 1,000 watts, and I don't know if I'll just repeat a couple things in case you weren't on the stream before. The GM battery is 173 kilowatt hours, and the house battery that we add is 10 kilowatt hours, and we can actually do the house battery at different sizes if you want. Basically any increment of 5 kilowatt hours. So if you want a smaller house battery or a bigger house battery, we can do that. The house battery charges from the vehicle battery and also from solar. And so you're sort of like powering the appliances inside directly from the house battery, but then you can pull from the vehicle battery or from solar or from shore power to charge up that house battery.
And Leah Matz has come in clutch to deliver an answer to your question. Leah's asking to see our optional, more comfy driver and passenger seats up front.
Yeah, this is like an example of what an upgraded unit in the vehicle would look like. This one is just more typical, normal seat. It's great. Very big upgrade over the kind of delivery truck jump seat.
And then Carol's asking, is the refrigerator combined with the freezer or separate doors? I'd like a separate freezer with at least 1 cubic feet of space. So the one we have currently stocked is a combined kind of fridge freezer with one door you open and it's kind of smaller section for the freezer. If you want a separate one, that's definitely something that we can adapt to, and part of our modular system is that we can customize and combine to meet your needs as best as we can.
And microwave too. Like some customers want a microwave. We can do that. Yeah, I mean, I think the good news, like, you know, everyone on the live stream, like, you guys are kind of our early customers, and so we're, you know, there's a limited number of vehicles we're going to make this year, so we're super happy to, you know, to kind of adapt, even if it's a module that we haven't developed yet, or, you know, something that's a little bit different. Yeah, let us know, reach out, and we can, you know, definitely look into supporting that, because if it's something that you're interested in, it's probably something that lots of other people are interested in too. So yeah, you know, feel free to reach out and like talk with us, and we can make custom renders for you based on what you want, and work with you to make the vehicle that you're going to be happy with.
Yep, exactly. One more from Tim here. How is the AC noise? Is the pump in the garage or is it mounted externally? So the pump is inside the garage area, behind that wall, as you can see, but because of the way we've built it and there's lots of kind of insulation and covering, the noise is dramatically reduced. Even though the bed's above it, all of this kind of paneling here muffles it, and then obviously you've got the mattress on top to stifle any of that noise or humming. Vincent Smith here asking about towing capacity for the G2.
So unfortunately, this vehicle is really not designed to tow. There's no tow hitch, and you would severely impact the EV range of the vehicle if you did tow something. So yeah, unfortunately, that's not something that's really possible or recommended right now.
Steven's asking, where is the grey water discharge? So you can wander along to the front and take a look at that.
Matt loves talking about gray water. You wanna take that one, Matt?
Yeah, sure. So there's 31 gallons of gray water capacity. There's 2 tanks that are basically under the vehicle, under the driver's seat, and under the passenger seat here. So there's actually 2 discharges, one right here and one on the neighboring side. So it is under the vehicle, kind of nested, but it's easily accessible. Quarter turn to release it. This one's empty, obviously, but that is how you empty the gray water. Both sides and both tanks are interconnected. So the sink will be filling both sides, and the shower will be filling both sides.
You want to show the front of the van? I don't think we showed it yet.
Super modern and unique exterior design that gets a lot of eyes on the road. Really cool.
We promise no one else will have a camper van that looks like this. A grounded guarantee.
Sam Jay's asking, is platform service done at GM?
Yeah, platform service is done at GM, that's right. So we basically think of service in like 2 halves. So you've got the vehicle platform, so anything relating to, you know, the underlying vehicle chassis, vehicle powertrain, and then you've got the grounded system and interior. And so anything relating to the vehicle, the powertrain, the EV battery, you're going to take that to a Bright Drop service center. So GM is, by the way, like Bright Drop was recently kind of reabsorbed. It was previously a subsidiary of GM. Now it's actually brought back into or formally into the GM organization. So it's not even a separate subsidiary anymore. It's actually part of the GM company, and they are rapidly adding service centers around the country where where these vehicles can be serviced. There's thousands of these in the field from delivery types of customers. So anything relating to the vehicle, you would take it to one of these BrightDrop service centers, which are GM service centers. And then anything with the grounded interior, obviously we're gonna handle that. So depending on what the issue is, we can either, because of our modular system, it's possible for us to kind of ship replacement parts pretty easily, and everything's sort of easily swappable. If there is something that has to be done, in person, then we would bring a local technician, to you to fix it, and we do a 1 year warranty. 1 year warranty of the grounded system, so anything like interior related, and then the vehicle warranty from GM is a pretty standard vehicle warranty, something like 6 years, 100,000 miles, depending on if it's the powertrain or the body and stuff like that. But we have all the documentation on the GM warranty, and we can share that with folks.
Yeah, and then we've got a brochure as well. So we've got a map showing all the kind of planned and existing locations for service through GM. So if you reach out to us, we can send you that deck, and it also has all the information like dimensions and stuff like that for the vehicle.
We have time for one more. I think we're trying to do 30. Trying to keep them to 30 minutes. So
Lots of comments on how pretty the van is, and then let's cover a few of these. So one last one is from Kim about the BTU rating for the roof-mounted AC. So it's not roof-mounted, but if Matt wants to talk about the garage area AC unit.
Yeah, so it's electric heat pump, like Sam was talking about. It is AC and heat, and that's 9,000 BTUs, so it's sized very well for a cabin. And it's one of our biggest constraints there was definitely noise, considering that it was going to be kind of under the bed. So it's a noise level we're comfortable with, and better than certainly other alternatives we've tried.
yeah, and the reason that we didn't roof mount it, as you can imagine, is for aerodynamics. So we didn't want to impact the aerodynamics of the vehicle too much. The only thing that we mount to the roof, we mount flexible solar panels that have basically no impact on range because they're that thick, and then we mount a Starlink if you opt for that. So Starlink has a kind of minimal impact on the range, and again the rated range is 250 miles. We've gotten well over that before. The speed at which you drive is definitely kind of your biggest lever for that range. We've gotten over 300 miles of range before when we took this vehicle into the Upper Peninsula, so that's some good news. But it's 12:30, so I think we're gonna call it there. We're gonna try to do these regularly, every 2 weeks or so. So look out for emails for the next one. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. And be sure to reach out. We've got documents, brochures we can send out, and as Sam mentioned earlier, super flexible.